Has any of you already played the much celebrated Half-Life mod called Half-Life Echoes yet? Well, if you have, then you'll probably know how good this mod was. It makes great use of the Gold Source engine to give us some pretty detailed looking visuals. And the gameplay was nothing to scoff at either. It had some interesting scenarios and set pieces to keep it interesting. I think I played this mod about twice now at this point, and I'm probably up for another replay very soon. Or I could just wait for the remake. You heard me right. There's currently a team of modders out there remaking Half-Life Echoes on the Black Mesa branch of the Source engine. It's called Black Mesa Candidate 12, and we're going to have a look at it today. Grab my hand, and let's go.
Generation.
Before I start this week's video, I'd like to start off by saying that LambdaBuilds Escape from Black Mesa, our latest mapping competition, has finally officially concluded. The winners are in, and oh boy, these are some good maps. The third place was taken by Little Red Star by Midlu. The second place goes to The Xenian by SNW, and the first place goes to Biotech by Beef Bacon. Congratulations! Your prizes are on their way right now as you're listening to my wonderful voice. We also have some honorable mentions this time around, as we had so many submissions, and those go to Imposter by Dolmo and Shadows by On The Matter. They both received a $25 Steam gift card as well. All of the other maps can be played right now by visiting the Steam Workshop for Black Mesa. I left a link in the description below to a handy workshop collection where you can download each and every map immediately, or visit the ModDB page for a separate download of the maps. See you all in the next LambdaBuilds, and thank you so much for participating. Black Mesa Candidate 12 is a mod for Black Mesa created by the C12 team, originally headed up by a modder called Big Chonky, and now Indonesian modder Ramas the Guy. It's worth noting that although being approved by Mr. Nang, the original author of Echoes, it was not developed by him and he wasn't involved in this whatsoever. Black Mesa Candidate 12 is aiming to revamp the original Half-Life Echoes to bring it up to standard within the Black Mesa engine, because honestly, you can make Gold Source look pretty good, but hey, there are limits. In case you don't know what the original Half-Life Echoes is about, it's about a character who is referred to as Candidate 12, and you have to escape the Black Mesa research facility while being chased by two opposing interdimensional entities. And that's kind of it actually. You really need to play this mod in order to fully understand why this is such a classic, and I fully understand why a team would want to recreate this masterpiece in the Black Mesa engine. Although the original mod's graphics were fine, it really brought Gold Source and my frame rate to its knees sometimes. Bringing it over to Black Mesa's engine would really make this thing look even better, if done right, of course. The development of this project started around early 2021 with the very first ModDB post placed on August 13th, 2021. I even covered this at the time when it popped up. In this first article, the mod developers state their intention to recreate Echoes in Black Mesa, and they show off a bunch of maps that they have already been able to recreate in half a year's time. Even the Kingpin, an enemy from Echoes, already has a HD model. Pretty interesting. They further go into a small FAQ section where they answer some of the more obvious questions. They also state that there won't be a demo for the mod and that the mod will release once it's all complete. Remember that part. The most interesting thing in this first media update though is the inclusion of a gameplay video. Yes, it's their first full post and they already have gameplay to show us. That's pretty cool. And it's from the parking lot section in Sequence 5, which is a pretty recognizable part of the mod. Pretty neat that that part has already been recreated. Everything you see is still work in progress though, so keep that in mind. Let's fast forward to January 2022 now, which I want to say isn't too long ago, but actually we're already in November, so oh, gosh darn it, this year's almost over now. Where did the time go? I wanted to do so much stuff this year, and I thought I had so much more time to... Sorry. Let me get back on script. A new media update was posted on January 3rd, 2022, telling us that everything up to Sequence 3 has pretty much all been finished in terms of gameplay and environmental art, with a few tiny exceptions. Sequence 4 is now being worked on, and 30% of it has already been finished at this time. Remus is also going over some of the gameplay and level changes that they're making to improve upon the original Half-Life Echoes. In Half-Life Echoes, there is a moment where you, meet and greet with Mr. Friendly. The C12 team thinks that this encounter could have been a little better and apparently a little longer, so that's what they're doing. They share a bunch more screenshots from sequences 3 and 4, and honestly, they look pretty good already. You can definitely tell that they're spending a lot of time detailing all of the levels. It's pretty impressive. Lastly, they talk about why progress has been rather slow, and that's because they don't really have a lot of developers on their team. At the time, they were still looking for level designers and 3D and 2D artists. Once they find these people, development could be a bit faster. And then, April Fool's hit. Alright, I'm not going to linger here for very long. Basically, they announced on April 1st, 2022 that they've copied over Valve's headquarters over 10 times, so now they have thousands of employees that they can use, so obviously they're using all those employees on developing clones of Otis that you can lead around the game as an army, and the Kingpin has rocket launchers now. I love it when mods participate in April Fool's Day. All jokes aside though, they did announce that they have made some genuine good progress over the months, and they picked up a handful of new team members to aid in the development of Candidate 12. Good stuff. Alright, let's now talk about the very latest media update, which was placed on October 23rd. And the first thing that they talk about is that they're now going to release the mod chapter by chapter, just like a lot of other mods like Signal Lost, Black Mesa Blue Shift, and more. They switched to this release method because then players wouldn't have to wait as long to dig into this experience, and it's better for the development team as well, as now they will only have to focus on releasing one chapter at a time. We get to see a bunch more screenshots from the sequence called Liberation, and we got a whole bunch of new weapon models to look at too. Apparently, people have been complaining about the weapons in the gameplay demo not looking like the weapons from the original Echoes, so that has been rectified by modeler Just Jacob. There's even a gameplay video showing some of these new weapons off. And lastly, we also get to take a look at two characters for the mod. Here's the Barney with the HEV suit that you meet in Echoes near that car park level, and here's this guy. Yes, this guy. You know this guy, right? He's from Half-Life Echoes. He says the thing. You know, I wasn't lying when I said that I'm probably due for another appointment with the Half-Life Echoes doctor. I feel like he might prescribe me with some Play Now pills and 8 hours of sleep right afterwards. And that's about it for Black Mesa Candidate 12, for now at least. Their latest media update was the October 23rd one, and since then, not much was heard from the mod. But that's probably going to change soon. I suspect their next media update will be somewhere in early 2023, but don't hold me to it. You can also still join their team if you'd like to. In pretty much all of the media updates, you can find a link to a Google form where you can fill in your application in case you think you have a skill that they're currently missing. You do need to be able to speak English though, it's best for communication. So, what do you think of Black Mesa Candidate 12? Love it? Hate it? Do you think Half-Life Echoes needs a remake, or do you just think it just shouldn't be touched? I sure would love to hear your voice. But I can't. So, just post your opinion in the comments, okay? I may not respond to all of them, but I do read them all. Good luck to the entire Black Mesa Candidate 12 team. This stuff looks promising, and I hope you succeed. And of course, I can't wait for Black Mesa Candidate 12 2, the sequel. I hope it has Steve Carell playing Otis in it. To bring it up to standard within the Black Mesa engine. Just got a phone call. I never get phone calls. What is this? That's a number I don't know. I'm not gonna pick that up. Screw that. If it's important, they'll call back.